Flu is an infectious disease of birds and mammals caused by a virus of the influenza family. Typically, influenza is transmitted from infected mammals through the air by coughs and sneezes containing the virus, and from infected birds through their droppings. Influenza can also be transmitted by saliva and blood. The flu viruses are not inactivated at very low temperatures, and they remain infectious for about a month at 0 degrees Celsius. Freezing of infected meat therefore offers no protection at all. However, the virus can be easily inactivated by disinfectants and detergents, as well as cooking of the infected meat above 70 degrees Celsius. I would like to point out that flu is sometimes confused with the common cold. Although the common cold is also caused by a virus, it is a different kind of virus, and the real flu caused by the influenza virus is a much more severe disease. There are 3 different classes of influenza virus. They are type A, B, and C. Influenza A viruses can infect both humans and animals. However, it's important to note that birds can be infected by any kind of influenza A viruses, while other animals like pigs, horses, and humans will only be infected by selected strains of the influenza A viruses. The others, influenza B and C, can only infect humans. This is rather more complex, but don't worry, we'll get you through this. With the advances of microscopy, it is now possible to take a look at the virus itself, and this is very useful. The virus is a spherical structure. We can clearly see that it is surrounded by an envelope, which looks quite thick. If you take a good look, this thick envelope is actually more like a carpet and consists of many small spikes. Let's take an even closer look at this virus. Isn't this picture beautiful? Here you can clearly see the spiky edge of the virus. Those spikes are formed of molecules called glycoproteins. Different kinds of glycoproteins are covering the virus, but 2 are especially important. They are called hemagglutinin and neuraminidase. You can find different kinds of hemagglutinin and neuraminidase, and scientists have given them all names. The various hemagglutinins are called H1, H2, H3, and so on, while the neuraminases will be called N1, N2, N3, and so on. This is essential since it gives the virus an ID card and makes it unique. Let's take a look at the avian flu virus itself. You can see how different it looks despite a similar structure. The surface glycoproteins are different from the ones on the influenza virus we just looked at. The avian flu virus, which has killed millions of birds and over 250 humans over the past 3 years, is called the H5N1, simply because its surface glycoproteins are the hemagglutinin H5 and the neuraminidase N1. This is the reason why the avian flu virus, which is so talked about in the media, is called H5N1. The immune system is responsible for destroying bugs that are trying to colonize or harm us. Should you get infected with flu, or avian flu for that matter, your immune system is going to try to fight it off. The glycoproteins